This is the second video in the series of 10 to master solving percent problems. Now if you're not seen the first, I'll recommend you to watch that first. Okay, now here is a very similar one. It is actually exactly same with different values. The idea is you should copy the questions, pause the video, answer them, and then look into my solution. That way you'll be sure that you have understood three concepts. One, to treat percent as a proportion. Second, how to solve equation when the ratios are given to you. And third, how to write equation from a sentence or a word problem. So once you learn that, it'll be easy for us to do further questions. So it is very important exercise. And this time, let me start from translating words or sentences into a word problem. So you have to tell me how to translate each and every individual in this sentence, right? Word by word. So what means what? Tell me. What means we don't know, so we write variable x, correct? What means x for us? Is means what? Is means we know it is equal to, always equal to. 24% means what? 24% is 24 over 100. Percent is always over 100. And of means what? Of is multiplication, right? It's a literal translation from English to mathematics. So of is multiplication, I'm writing a dot. And 120 is the same number whether you are doing English or mathematics. So it is just the same number. But you see what? You get an equation. Do you see that? X equals to 24 over 100 times 120. That is what you get. Do you see that? That is how you translate. Now let's go once again. 14 is what percent of 48? 14 means what? The number 14, okay, is equal to, right? So I'm going slow so that you can do the next one also. What is unknown? X. But this is what percent. So read it carefully. Combine this. What percent? So we get x over 100. Do you see that? Otherwise, what percent? What? X over 100. And here, of means multiplication, right? So we'll write a dot here. 48 is the number. Same in all the languages, correct? So we write 48. So we got mathematical language from English, right? This is transferring sentences to language. When we do that, we always get an equation, okay? When you do phrases to mathematics, then you get expressions. One more. 16 is the number, so we'll write 16 here. Is means equal to, correct? 20% means 20 over 100. Of means dot. What number? We don't know. So it's variable x, correct? Let's match them. Is equal to 20% is 20 out of 100. Of means multiplication. What number? We don't know. If we don't know, just write the variable x and you're done. Do you see that? So you can actually do percent problems by translating those sentences into equations. Once you have done that, it is so easy to solve. I hope now you should not have any problem to solve them. Now let me go through the steps of solving them also. So what do you need to solve? A calculator, number one, okay? And second, remember, round to 2 decimal places. So what we need here is a calculator. Okay, and second, round to 100th place, okay? Round to 100th. So I'm writing 100th like this. Why we are rounding to 100 is simple. Most of the examples which we will be dealing with involve money. So if nothing mentioned, just round them to 2 decimal places, or don't bother, keep them in simplified ratios or fractions. That is good enough, okay? So x is 24 over 100 times, so it is 24 divided by 100 times 120 equals to, let's change it to decimals, 28.8. So we get our value here. So we get x equals to, so you calculate and write down your answers. It is 28 0.8 in this case. Now here x is not that straightforward. What you need to do is cross multiply. So we have x here. So look at it. Let me just show you these steps also. So we have 14 equals to x over 100 times 48, right? So 48 is in the numerator, it goes into the denominator. So what we get here is actually 14. So this comes down 48 and that goes up. So times 100 is actually equals to x, correct? So that is how you're going to solve it and then write down your answer. So you get 14 times 100 divided by 48 equals to some number which is 21.166. Oh, sorry, 29. So it is 29.166. So I'm writing 17. Okay. I have purposely taken these values so odd so that you get used to rounding. Okay. Now 16 is 20% of what number? We got the equation. X cross multiply. So we have our equation which is x equals to what? 16 times 100 divided by 20. So let's rewrite and then do it. 16 equals to 20 over 100 times x. So what is x equals to? X should be equal to, we'll multiply first by 100, right? And then divide by 20. That is what it is. So 16 times 100 and then we'll divide by 20 to get our answer, which is 80%. So we get 80%. Sorry, 80. The number 80% is already given. Now go through this once again. So what is 24% of 120? It is 28.8. This is the part amount, right? This is the part amount of 120. So what you're doing here is you're actually treating it like this. Let me now show you how to represent your answers. 24% means 24 over 100, correct? Is equals to now 28.8 over 120. Do you see that? So it is part of whole. 14 is what percent of 48? So that means 14 over 48 is given to you, right? 14 over 48 is given to you and you need to find x over 100, correct? That is proportion part and you should get that answer. 16 is 20% of what number? That means 16 is given to you as a part amount and you don't know the whole number. So this starting point could have been 16 over the whole number, that is base I'm using, equals to 20%. So this was looking back into the same problem as proportion as we did in the first video. Do you get my point? So what I've done here is gone in the reverse order. So if you see the first and the second video, they're talking about the same thing but in reverse orders. So adopt the approach which you think is good for you. That is the whole idea. And then let's move on from here to do some more percent problems. Okay, I hope these two examples help you to understand, and these are complicated examples. Once you know these two, you're ready to move on. That's what I'm trying to say here. Thank you and all the best.